I guess the lighting is going to be what it is. Somebody asked me to do a video about what I'm doing now that I lost my job. Several people have asked me what to do, what I'm doing now that I lost my job. That was the onus for making the video yesterday. I was going to talk about what's next for me. What whether I'm gonna immediately look for another job again in AutoCAD drafting, designing. Um, I don't really want to right now. I have a lot of things I'm doing. I have a lot of projects I'm working on. I'm working on a kid's book set of illustrations, and working on just we're getting people in the same room so we can talk about video game production and make some plans and figure out a plot. Um, Lots of interesting things. Trying to make connections with people. So yesterday I spent all day sitting here trying to create pictures for the book. I didn't use anything I made yesterday, so that was a waste of time, I guess. But I spent a lot of time thinking about it. I spent a lot of time thinking about it. Um, yeah. So if this is a conclusion to yesterday's video, what can I say about my time I spent with Clarkson and Associates? Clarkson and Associates. It's a very, very small company. It's the smallest company I've ever worked for. It was 5 people in the office, give or take, sometimes 7. And then there was, okay, so technically I guess the RAM was smaller because Clarkson has a bunch of field people who they send out and they collect points. And so RAM didn't have that, so whatever. Doesn't really matter that much. The next thing I can say is that yeah, I do have any anecdotes about working there. It was I don't know, I kind of got dragged there. I was working at Petticoat Schmidt, and the office and I said that the manager, this whole survey crew left. They wanted to go to work for themselves, or I don't know why they left early. They didn't really give an honest answer. They were just probably money, but who knows. And so I worked for myself at Petticoat, and then I went to go work with them. I helped them produce. I kept doing the same thing I was doing at Petticoat, but at Clarkson. So when I was there, it was like the best office I've ever had. I had a window, I could see the outside, a huge open space. There was like decorations with that were like kind of nice. I don't know. I was sitting where the receptionist would sit, so I don't know, kind of cool. Similarly to some other jobs that I had when I worked downtown, I enjoyed pretty walkable area with sidewalks and stuff. So that's good. I would walk to the river and see dolphins every day. I didn't really talk to too many people while I was there. I met the, I talked to everybody, but everybody was just kind of doing their own thing. They all were focused on their children and their children's children. So, you know, yeah. So the reason I left, I ended up not, I couldn't work for Clarkson anymore is because the as-builts that I was doing for Petticoat, they wanted the person who was doing them left. they wanted to go to move. I forget where they left. They went to like Ohio or middle of nowhere, and so they wanted the middleman who was doing all of that, who like left, and I guess the people who wanted who I mean they still needed as-built done, but they're doing them some other way now, probably with somebody else. The middleman was like the reason I was getting the job still, I guess. They like me. Somebody doesn't like me. I don't really know, but that was the main reason I was employed at Clarkson. So, what else can I say? I mean, I could talk about Clarkson itself, but it was just like I was kind of like working by myself. I did a few jobs for them. I learned about boundary surveys and some, how to read legal descriptions. And I mean, I was doing some of this before, but I was able to refresh some of it. And what's the word? I was able to work with intelligent people who knew about AutoCAD and drafting and get some new skills, but it doesn't. It's not really what when I was a kid and I really wanted to, go into drafting. I wanted to do design. So, but and so, yeah. So let me finish that statement. I wanted to go into design, but what I was doing at Clarkson, what I was doing at Petticoat, it wasn't design. It was AutoCAD. I was moving the mouse around, clicking in the software, drawing lines, and creating files for people to create buildings with. But I wasn't doing design, and I don't know how much design I ever really did in retrospect. It was working with a big team of people. It's hard to say who was in charge of what. When everybody's working together, it's just kind of like a like the who is making a decision is kind of obfuscated in a way. We all make our little decisions, and together it makes something. Uh, but what can I say? So yeah, I mean, part of it, maybe talk about my time at Clarkson. I mean, while I was at Clarkson, I really got into doing more work um, with art. I picked up all these jobs. I picked up this video game project, which hasn't started yet. I picked up this art project, and I guess I picked up this speaking project. I'm doing a speaking role this Sunday for to talk about veganism and video games and its connections. I don't really have a super good idea what I'm going to say. Talk about veganism all day, but confusing how it's going to end. Well, what the conclusion is, I know I want to talk about pop culture games, the most popular ones, because that's what people are going to be interested in. And I'm going to talk about defining veganism and pointing out like player choice and agency and what it is to like what is ethics and how like why being ethical in a video game could matter, and why being ethical at all matters. And, a lot of these people are like nihilists, or so like the depressed kind of nihilist. The kind that just goes like that works their 9 to 5 and comes home and just shut in, doesn't do anything. Maybe they're on my presentation and I can sway them, but that's something. I signed up for a long time ago, and they came back to me, the day I got fired and said, "Do you want to or laid off?" So as they call it, do you want to do this position? And I said, well, I don't think that's anything else to do. I don't. I have plenty of other things to do, but Yeah, so with all this extra free time, I hope that maybe I can spend some more time working with people, working on video games, writing, doing these kids book illustrations, and maybe record some videos. And my reading, I usually do readings of appetites, and I got 400 pages into No More Manifestos, and then my friend said that he wanted to read it with me, and we haven't done that yet. So I'm just putting that on hold, and I was reading the Berman. I can read that again, but I don't know. I, I don't know. I want to do book reviews of those books, so I think I'm 2 days into my unemployment. This is my second day of unemployment, so I guess I I need to. I guess I'll do a reading stream later on and finish up those books. Um, so yeah, upcoming stuff on the channel. I'm going to be hopefully talking more about my life. I said this to my girlfriend all the time. When she started her job, she never worked a full-time job before, and she started her first full-time job this year. And I said that you're going to spend a lot of time at work, a lot of time, but I said life doesn't happen when you're at work; it happens here. And that's just how I always felt. I felt like, and I don't know how well this even can apply to teaching, but I mean, I felt like it had to apply to my own job because I had nothing to relate to with people I worked with. I had nothing to we like me and the people I worked with always had such different goals, and so there's no way that like our lives could interact with each other at all. But I don't. Yeah, so I can talk more about that. That's the interesting thing. Do do you separate the way you view your time, your how you live, the person you are, or the life you're having when you're working, when you're not? Um, and why is that? That'd be an interesting thing to hear about in the comments. Um, I don't think I have that much else to say. Hopefully, you'll hear from me again today when I am recording a stream about me whether I read a book aloud to you guys. Thank you. Have a good one.